Let us see the history of fundamental duties and if it's important in the Constitution of India. So, first reason why fundamental rights is incorporated. H.R. Gokhale, he was a law minister. Post independence, particularly on the eve of emergency, June 1945, some section of the people showed no anxiety to fulfill their fundamental obligations to respect their established legal order. So the provisions of the chapter is fundamental duties would have sobering effect on these spirit who have had the last anti-national subversion and unconstitutional agitations in the past. That's why the Gokhale, he was a law minister, raised about it. And for the justify for this, the Indira Gandhi at that time she was a prime minister. Indira Gandhi, according to her, inclusion of fundamental duties in the Constitution argued that their inclusion to help the strengthening democracy. She said that moral value of the fundamental duties would not smooth the right, but the establishment of the democratic balance by the people conscience their duty equally as they are conscious their rights. So if the fundamental duties are provided by the Constitution, the people also must be have the certain fundamental duties as well. And the changes post independence, Morarji Desai. So he is from the Janata Party. He was a PM. Morarji Desai, his government is headed by the Morarji Desai. And the post emergency period, he did not annul the fundamental duties. The new government came into power. So these people, many changes introduced in the Constitution of India under the through the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976, 43 Fundamental Amendment Acts 1977, 44 Constitutional Amendment Act 1978. With these three fundamental amendment acts, they are added the so many provisions to the Indian Constitution, and there are eventually concise on the necessary of the desirability, including the fundamental duties in the Constitution. So there will be added the one more fundamental duty to the fundamental duties, that is the 11th one, that 11th one which related to primary education. So it is added by the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act. There is a short note that fundamental duties are borrowed from the USSR and Japanese constitution. Japanese constitution is only the democratic constitution in the world which contains the fundamental duties. And then second short note, so some fact is that the fundamental rights are guaranteed by the Article 14, 21, 20, 21, 22A, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Fundamental rights is guaranteed for the both citizens and foreigners. These articles. So Article 14 plus from 21 to 28. From 21 to 28. 21 to 28. These articles is available for the both Indians as well as foreigners. Let's see Swaran Singh committee what he has recommended and the Verma committee observation they are observed. So Swaran committee, as we know, recommended for the fundamental duties for the first time. So the necessity of the fundamental duties during the operation of the internal emergency, they realized that fundamental duties are important for the Indian Constitution and its citizen. It says that citizen, in addition to the enjoyment of the right, they also have the certain duties to perform. If there is a fundamental rights, certain fundamental rights is provided for the citizen, they should have some fundamental duties to follow. And so that's why they enacted under the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. He amended to the Constitution new part. Under the new part, new name, part name is the article part 4A. Part 4A is known as the fundamental duties is added to the Constitution. New part consisting of the only one article, that is the Article 51A. Only one article added to the fundamental duties, that is Article 51A. The contain with the 10 fundamental duties initially added under the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Swaran Singh Committee suggested that the 8 fundamental duties in the Constitution, 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act included the fundamental duties. And some of the recommendations which are proposed by the Swaran Singh Committee, but they are not accepted by the Congress party at the time. So what are those? Parliament may provide the imposition of such penalty or punishment as may be considered the appreciation of any with the compliance with the refusal or observe any of the duty. So Parliament should be impose some penalty and punishment. It should impose some penalty and punishment. Second option, no law imposing penalty punishment shall be called in the question of any court on the ground of infringement on the fundamental rights on the grounds of repugnancy to any other provisions in the Constitution. No law imposing no penalties punishment. Such punishment penalty should not be called in the court. Should not be questioned in the court. Duty to pay taxes should also be the fundamental duty, but it is not added to the fundamental duties document. Verma Committee observations. Let's see Verma Committee observation. What are the observation? Yes, done. Fundamental duties of the citizens 1999 identified the existence of the legal provisions for the implementation of some of the fundamental duties. Prevention of Insult of National Honor Act 1971. National Honor Act 1971 prevent the disrespect of the Constitution of India, national flag and national anthem. National Honor Act disrespect to the it's prevent the disrespect to the Constitution of India, national flag, national anthem. Various criminal laws in the force of the encouraging enmity between the section of language on the ground of language, race and place, birth and religion, and so on. The Protection of the Rights Act, Protection of the Civil Right Act 19 provide for the punishment for the offence related to caste and religion. Indian Penal Code declared that the imputations and assertion prejudicial to the national integration as punishable offence. Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967 provide that for the declaration and communal organization as unlawful association. Prevention of People Act 1951 provided for the disqualification of the members of the parliament and the state legislature, including the indulging in corrupt practice, socializing votes on the ground religious, promoting the enmity between the different sections of the people, the ground of the caste, race, language, religion, and so on. Wildlife Protection Act 1972 prohibit the trade and trade endangered species. Forest Act 1980